if you had the opportunity to fast track your entrepreneurial plan by potentially a year or years, but it was risky, would you do it? I'm kind of faced with a decision or a potential. There is a potential that I might be able to do this. So, not confirmed, not even remotely certain or anything like that. But there is a potential for that possibility. And it just sort of fell into my lap. This opportunity, it's a unique form of risk, because the risk is fully within my control. The risk, the formula, the equation for this risk is my ability to work. That's what it comes down to. If you look at everything, the outcomes, the amounts, the money involved, the stress, all this stuff, all of it comes down to, can I work hard enough? And I have spent the last year clarifying in my mind and creating evidence to support the fact that, yes, I can work as hard as I need to see results. I know I'm keeping it vague, but I kind of have to, because if I say something and then next video it's it all fell through. I don't want to have a video of me being all giddy and excited and then nothing happens. But it is such a unique position because I'm a huge Dave Ramsey fan. And Dave Ramsey's position is no debt whatsoever, zero risk. You don't know what's going to happen. And I completely agree with that sentiment. I'm a huge Dave Ramsey fan. My wife and I did the Financial Peace University. We're on step 2. But we've made strides substantially from when we started. And then also, Hormozi's a huge Dave Ramsey fan. And so I respect the position. And my wife and I, when we were doing the Financial Peace University, we said, is any debt good? And I was at some point I was just no, it's not. But I was always I was one below, agree instead of strongly agree. Because in an instance like this, it feels like a high leverage position. Basically, it's an opportunity to go into debt so that I can just work for an entire year, strictly on the business. And from where I stand, having a year to work 12-hour days, fully focused, undisrupted, nothing else bothering me. I would shudder to think if I did anything but succeed, short of an aneurysm or some kind of mental defect that just hits me, or a tornado that blacks out our entire house for an entire year. I don't know how else I could fail, because I know that I would put in 12-hour days every day for a year. And so if the risk is, can I work? The answer is yes. I've already proven that to myself. Will I have to work harder than I have before? Yes, but not even like that much. Like an incrementally inconsequential amount. You know, instead of 10 hours, it's 12 hours. And so I have no stress going into this deal. Well, first I have to pitch it, which I'm not going to explain like the ramifications of that, but I have to pitch it, and then potentially something could happen of it. But there's so many checks and balances on the way to that it's like it mitigates a lot of the risk. And so it really just comes down to, can I work for 12 hours a day every day? And the answer is yes. So would you take something like that? Hormozy says have 6 months worth of expenses covered and then just go all in. And my mind is like dominoing and like thinking everything through before I even say it. But basically, that's not really an option for me. Belief statement. It's not a higher priority for me to do it that way. I would rather do it this way because of the nature of my life. And there are some things that I don't want to stop doing. For example, I would rather eat healthy, organic whole foods, and instead of compromising that and just eating ramen and forcing my family to just eat ramen every day so that I can afford to save increments so that I can quit my job, for like 6 months, I would rather just eat the healthy food, get nourished, and use this other option. So yeah, I'm hesitant to be excited, but just the quality of life change, going all in on something that I'm so passionate about, so exhilarated about, something that actually interests me. I'm not working for someone else. To have that option would just be so monumental of a change of lifestyle pace. I mean, I'm having to drive to a place every day. I'm working for a company that I love the people there, but it's not what I want to do for the rest of my life. It's not what I want to do for the rest of my life. And so, yeah, today will be the day that I get some clarity on this decision, and we'll see what happens. It'll make for good content, at least for myself, because I'm the only one that watches these. But this day, I didn't make a video on Sunday, but day 23, I guess, chronologically from the moments I'm putting these out, is when things got spicy. People talk about how there's an element of luck involved. Like, you know, you do your entrepreneurial game and then sometimes there's just some luck involved. Time and chance does happen. You could call it a blessing. I'm choosing to frame this as a blessing. And if it happens, it happens. If not, I need to be cool with that either way. But almost tasting the fact that I could escape the soul-crushing double life that I have and put all of it into the single thing that I'm basically betting on myself, which I hate that term. It's like, bet on yourself. But truly, that is what I am doing. And when people say bet on yourself and like after a success story, I'm like, yeah, I like that. I like that sentiment. And I'm sort of now in a position where I get to put my money where my mouth is. And it's interesting because it's revealing to me how I view the success of this entrepreneurial endeavor. Like, I'm not, you know how you get excited about something, and then when push comes to shove, when the money's on the table, when you're doing the thing, like the day in, the day out, that is like when you sit there and you look and you think, I don't want to do this, or this is too complex. I don't want to learn a new skill. I don't want to have to call people. I don't want to have to do this. I don't want to have to do that. I'll just take it easy. I'm not trying to, like, I was going too hard before. I don't feel like that at all, and I felt like that so many times in the past, but for this, I'm like, throw me once more into the breach, dear friends. I am ready. Bring on the risk. This is tolerable. This is not insurmountable. I can jetpack my way. Interestingly, I've had this vision of, I'm standing on a beach, on an island, and there is a vast gulf. And on the other side of the gulf is a giant golden tower. This is so embarrassing to admit. And I'm just looking at it. And I'm envision myself from like a third person perspective, just like this little dot standing on the beach. And then way off between myself and the gulf is this building. And as I was building the product, I was imagining myself just standing at the beach, just waiting to dip my toes in. You know, it's like calm water. And thinking that all it takes for me to get from here to there is just a ton of hard work. And as I started, like, the first reach outs, I literally was imagining myself as I was doing the first reach outs, putting my feet in the water. And it's like, I'm actually doing it. Like, I'm getting wet. I'm moving. It's happening. I can't get unwet. My feet are like wet with the salty seawater, and I am moving forward into the ocean. And, 21 days in, I'm doggy paddling. Like, I've made distance. The island is like far away now. And I have made distance, and it's so nice to like it's so nice to have made the distance, to have just started. Like, I'm in the game, I'm in the water, the tower is in the distance, and I am making my way towards it. And that is the outwork your self-doubt portion that Hormozy talks about. It's like, I'm literally, if I stop, I will drown, and so I am just paddling. And I'm making my way. And like, I feel good about that. I'm like, I'm on the right path. But I am like doggy paddling with a half effort. I'm only spending 3 hours in the morning, and then a splintered attention amount during my work day. Almost no time. I'm like, then with my family, full time with the boys, and then I go to bed as soon as I possibly can, because I am absolutely cooked. And now, this is the equivalent of in Halo 3 when you do Forge mode and you get to be those little, like, eyeball things. Being able to, like, select a tank, or select a wraith, or select a boat, and just select it, drop it right in front of me as I'm paddling. And so this is an opportunity. It's like, Aaron, if you choose to use the speedboat the rest of the way this trip, it's going to cost you. Like, it's a risky thing. The boat could explode at any time and destroy you. But if you work hard enough, if you put in the grit, you will get to that island with the golden tower so much faster. That's the decision I'm faced with. And I know that I was going to swim there anyways. And if I'm in a boat, or if I'm doggy paddling, I am getting there. And I'm putting in the work regardless of that risk. Because if it comes down to my ability to perform, I will take that bet every day, because I know that I can do it.